would say, wait, intro first. Mind of a Psycho? I don't know. I'm just not trying to be like Michael. But which one though? Is it Jordan, Jackson, or Myers? But which one though? Is it the comedic one or the one that's always showing up on the 31st? You know what month though? Back to the show. Um, when I think about what I tend to do the most is self-entertainment. And I would say self-stimulating in a sense, and it's just, well, now that I've learned the words, but when I was younger, I spent a lot of time by myself and also with my cousins. But if they weren't there, it was just literally me. And it's funny to say that for the fact that there was a lot of siblings. There was a lot of them. So many disabilities. The house was always chaotic. There was always something to do, blah, 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 that. But yeah, I still found a lot of time to be alone to do whatever I did do with my time. And it was a lot of playing video games. It was a lot of sleeping. And it was a lot of just adventuring to, I don't know. Don't go by the road! If you don't see me go by the road, then I guess I'm going to go by the road. Well, that was the second house. The first house, we lived in the cul-de-sac, which I did touch about in the last video about Stefan and I and me leaving him like a dick, just being a child. Like, hey, it gave me weird vibes. It's not my fault. I ain't getting captured. At least his mommy and daddy's looking for him. Well, would have been if that was his occasion. I'm an orphan. I'm looking out for no! Dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Back to the point. So, I had a lot of time to myself to I could say that. Entertain my thoughts, to internalize my thoughts. And like one of the biggest and most profound one that still just goes to my head. And it's like the first ever memory and profound question I feel like I asked was, what are these for? And I remember asking my cousins, could you guys see your guys' face without a mirror? Because, well, at first I was like, could you see your face? And it's like, yeah, of course. I just walk up to a mirror. It's like, no, without a mirror, though. Like, is there any way you could just, like, third-person viewing? Kind of like when you're playing a video game and you're able to see your player while you either shoot the gun or you wield the axe or you wield the bow staff. Like, it just all depends. I'm just like... Because sometimes I feel like I can see myself from a third-person view where I'm like, it's not really me being able to see myself and everybody else like that. Well, clearly everybody else comes looking at y'all, but like, it's not me being able to see myself like that 24/7, but sometimes I feel like I can just get an orbited view and it's just... And if I wasn't getting into more or less shenanigans with them, getting yelled at by my aunt, I guess, and it's... I don't know what the relation is. I think they're just really good friends, and that's why she was called Aunt. But like, how do I say it? They were bad good for each other, I guess. Like, clearly from the stories that I kind of barely know, and from just how I would say her parenting style was and the upbringing of the kids, I'm just like, kind of hypocritical, especially for what you do for a living. And especially how much you go to church and all this. Like, Christianity's got a weird taste in my mouth. And like, the more I've learned, I'm just like, oh, you do realize the only reason Christianity is so popular is because they murdered a bunch of people! Because before I realized that, I was like, oh, I'm down for it. I'm good for brainwashing. Go ahead, keep force feeding me the stuff. I believe you. What? Y'all ain't gonna talk about... Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior? You don't believe him? Psst, bleed them! Huh? I think they called them Crusades, which is a fancy word for fucking Slaughterfest, if you ask me. But, it's just the more that I learned, the more detached that I felt like I was becoming. And it was also because I just had a lot of time with myself and to myself. And what I was just doing was, like I said, playing video games. What video games might you ask? Saints Row, GTA, God of War, the games I played, DBZ, all various types, even Skyfox. Was it Skyfox? I think so. Mario Party, and then just any of the Mario games. I was playing all the motherfuckers. I didn't give a fuck if it was rated E or rated M. It was for me. That's all I knew, and I could play them for as long as I wanted to, from sun up to sundown. What the flip does that mean? Dinner! Dinner! When did you scream that, though? Like, I thought it was an hour ago. There's no dinner here. You said I'm 5 hours late. Well, shit. Maybe I could still fix myself up a plate. But, like, when I played video games, I felt like time was just going a lot faster. And back then, compared to now, I would actually play the video games and pay attention to the storylines. Now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to do shit. I don't give a fuck. I just want to do shit. I don't care. Let me do stuff. I came here for the gameplay. So I would say I either gained impatience or I'm just like, it's all kind of like, don't really matter. Like, I'm gonna still kill the bad guys that I got killed. I'm gonna still achieve the goals. Like, I might need to read, but at the same time, there's always things that's helping me. Like, I wish this game was a little bit like that, but like, well, actually it is. It's just these signs are way more confusing. Like, can I just get like an arrow that says, yep, go over here, and then like, I don't know, some. Well, I guess I have to be the one that gives myself the achievement awards and stuff like that, because if I don't love me, nobody else will. Back to, and you shouldn't expect anybody else to, but back to the point. So, playing all those various types of games just, I don't know, I want to say it definitely helped me learn to read, and literally the first freaking thing that I read, because in my head I was always reading like speed limits, but the first thing that I felt confident enough to say out loud was what was it, Super Mario? Like, it was the one where he had the freaking water jetpack and he was freaking doing Mario shit, but but more of an open world type game. And it was actually pretty fun. I remembered reading I want to say it was a save section above my cousins. Like, we were probably on their knees and I was standing up just so I could feel a little bit taller, because they're taller than me, because they're also 2 years older than me, I want to say. Maybe a couple more years. But they were older than me, and they were raised here. Yeah, I'm the one that's reading faster. Why? How that makes sense? Add that up. I'm confused. But I kind of felt pretty proud of myself, because I'm like, yay, I'm learning. But, oh shit, people pleasing started real early in my life, because what I used to do is clean their rooms. I know it's not really stuff I did. No. I could consider spending time by myself, because they'd be like, hey, we can't go outside, we can't do this, we can't do that unless our room is clean. It's like, God damn, this bitch looked like the Tasmanian devil hit this. What the flip? And I swear, fuck, now I think about I cleaned my room though. I cleaned my own room. I didn't con some black Haitian to do it. I did do it today, I think, once. But back to the point. I did it to myself, and I cleaned it myself. So at least I can say that. Aside from that one part that y'all didn't hear, okay? We'll expunge that, okay? Okay? Because I don't remember if I really did or didn't. And then when I would go on adventures, it was either on foot or it was on a bike. And I couldn't tell you how far I was honestly going and how long I'd be gone for, but I would just freaking... When we lived in the first house in the cul-de-sac, I would just go to my friend's house, which wasn't too far from us, I'd say, if I remember correctly, about less than 400 meters. So it wasn't horrible. And then when we lived in the second house, which actually, there's a link somewhere on the internet, I shit you not. Maybe if I can find out, put in the description, but there's a link of the house that we used to live in. For some reason, the lady put up a blog. Is it a blog? A vlog? Video log. No, it was a blog, because she typed everything. It was like 2008, I think. So there's a 10-year-old version of me somewhere on the internet, which I think is probably, no, there's younger photos. Because there's like, back to the point. So there's 10-year-old me in fucking a robe. There's the house that we used to live in, 2-story wooden pole barn, a shed. I think it was on a quarter of an acre. Like, it wasn't really much land, but like, still, there was a lot of shit to do, and I always left the house. I don't mean like I left the house to go play in the shed. Well, we did do that too, but I would just go and leave the whole entire property and walk around the back area, which was basically secluded. Like, we were out in the boonies. I would say we're in the Higgins Lake area, and we had our neighbor to the left that comes up on the weekends but doesn't come up too often. And then, if I remember correctly, neighbors on the right were summer goers and were only there during the summertime. So they basically, it was pretty damn quiet. We were allowed to do whatever the flip we wanted to, within the factor of the neighbors coming and bitching about how the property looked on our side. Like, I don't really remember what started the feud, but yeah, we had a little bit of a family feud that just was kind of redundant, in my personal opinion. But hey, people gonna be people, I guess. So I would just fucking leave the property and go for probably, I'd say, round trip 5 mile walk just to dick around and do something. And it's on foot. I wouldn't say I made it as far compared to on bike because there was a lot of hills. A lot. And my favorite part about it was, because I was fucking stubborn, was trying to ride up the hills on as high as I freaking could. Because for some reason it didn't register in my brain that you could put on low gear. And because you're going up a hill, it's going to feel like you have it all the way on high. No, my brain is like, let's keep this bitch on high, get some of a momentum, and try to run up this freaking hill already on high cranked, as high as we can get on the freaking, what would the slopes be? I would say if you're like on the freaking treadmill and you set it to 5, if not a little bit higher. Those slopes were freaking insane. Like, it was fun to go down, like, so freaking fun. I'd always try, like, slow my ass down, because I did crash myself into a tree once. Actually, no, a handful of times. But this one happened, so I don't really know what happened, to be honest. I just remember there's a straightaway, like, it's basically, we were the last house in the, fuck, I forgot, we lived in 2 cul-de-sacs. We were the last house in the cul-de-sac. It was just literally a fucking straight shot. So from the driveway to the end of the road, I could literally ride my bike coasting, because we also had a slight incline, decline, depending on where the frick you're standing, on our driveway. So I could literally coast all the way down the hill without having to freaking pedal. I think I might have done that and forgot to freaking use my brakes and turn, because I literally ran into the tree of a house that's literally straight across from us, like down the freaking whole entire thing. And the tree, which I thought was perfect, was in a Y shape, but it was a very decently big Y, and that's where it crashed me in the bike. I don't know how the fuck I went through it unscathed, aside from like remembering doing it, but I was just like, we're not doing that shit again. Got up and continued my bike ride, because what the fuck was I gonna go back for? I wasn't bleeding. I had shit to worry about. And then, like, I met a couple of friends also, and it's just, I don't know, those friendships didn't really work out. Like, I feel like the way that I was younger, I just really wanted other people that were quote unquote normal to interact with. So just anybody to talk to me would be the best thing. But most people found me weird. Most people found me strange. Most people found me, I don't know. And as time has progressed, clearly I was able to formulate a mask to be able to wear out in public, to be able to get the jobs, to be able to get the money, but to be able to want to shoot myself in the head because I don't realize who the fuck I see when I look in the mirror, because this is me for other people, but who am I for me? Nobody. But who am I to others? Somebody. Not somebody. Just somebody. They can replace you. So if I'm nobody to myself and just somebody to others, then what's the point? I miss the class on self-love. Late, but I showed up. I miss the first couple sessions. I miss the first couple decades. Technically speaking, 10, 20, I'm 24. So 2 decades I didn't even know what for. I was doing for who? Not me. I was doing just to be screwed by them. I was doing manipulation. I don't know. And then TV. Now, what I watched on TV was just about Adult Swim at like 5, 4, 3 o'clock. Like, definitely in the weekends, because I didn't have to worry about waking up for school. But then again, during weekdays, I don't go to bed till about 3, 4, 2, 1, sometimes 5 o'clock just for the hell of it. I don't know why. But like, either way, watching Adult Swim that late at night should just be like, I don't know, parental locks or something like that. Because some of the shows that I freaking saw, like freaking Super Jail, Aqua Teen the Hunger Force, Boondocks wasn't too bad. Like that one was very insightful. Very insightful. What was another one? Big O wasn't too bad. Inuyasha wasn't bad. What were those shows? And then I would just watch an array of movies of action, gore, horror, porn, like anything that was on. I watched more or less, and it's just because I want to know what the fuck these people are feeling. Like, what the fuck is this for? What the fuck is this for? What's the plot of this? Blah blah this, blah that. And also, I feel like it helped with my English because I feel like without the movies, without the video games, I keep saying this because I literally feel it to my core. Without the video games, without the movies, without the interactions that I had, my vocabulary wouldn't be the way it is because I didn't really get that stimulation at home. I made my own stimulation. I found what would keep me interested, and I kept learning for myself because I realized the teachers weren't really teaching. And I mean that in school and at home. So it's just like, what do I do when I always feel alone? Either I pick up a book or I pick up a game or I pick up something that doesn't make me feel insane. So hobbies and addictions. And I just learned how to play with myself, which is why I can go for so long without really interacting with people, but my body still just wants to long a physical connection. But it's just like, with all the interactions and all the setups and all of this and all of that, like, is it really worth it? Yes, but no, but maybe. But if you don't try, you don't know. And I'm like, I've tried. Oh no! That's how it always goes. So I figure if I can at least get a communication going, it's not too bad. It's not too sad. And love isn't for everybody. Marriage isn't for everybody. Family isn't for everybody. Kids aren't for everybody. And it's just realizing that every single day. You can always be special in a different way. Every single day. You can always try to be better than the other day. Every single day. If you wake up, it's alright to tell yourself it's okay. Every single day. Got to love yourself. Every single day. Even if you don't feel, oh, okay. Every single day. Gotta learn to self-talk better. Gotta learn to self-talk clever. Every single day, practicing it like a muscle, just so you will remember it. Muscle memory when you do without thinking. Muscle memory eventually if you keep on doing it every single day. Just remind yourself it's okay. Every single day it's a game. One day it's gonna stop for you. You know you can't take anything with you. So it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Somebody dies every day, every day. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You might not be on the list, and that might make you upset and pissed. But it's okay if they miss. You are going to still have a good day. It's if if you reprogrammed your brain to make you a little bit insane, just remind yourself it's a game. So it's okay, it's okay, it's okay if you die. It's okay if you fail and try. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Because you learned that day. And remember, it will be forgotten, especially if it was just a little bit rotten. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, as long as you kept your composure and you didn't try to slay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's a game anyways. And I do that a lot. Pretty sure I did a song in every single one so far. Wait! The fourth one I didn't. It's because it's all audio recordings and Well, I might have. I don't know. I didn't really listen to all of them. Like I did initially the first time through, when I was waiting for her responses, and then sometimes I'd record and I'd listen it back to me because sometimes it just feels better to listen. Like I've literally listened to every single one of these at least once, just because I'm a freaking artist. I feel like if you don't listen to your own stuff, it's kind of weird. You gotta. I feel like it's heard better if I re-listen through the phone compared to just. Because half the times, I actually not half the times, I don't write scripts. I just do shit, and it's like, was this well thought out? If I never stop thinking, I think technically speaking, it is because like brain keeps working. That's why I'm like, when my eyes are closed, what am I doing? When my eyes are closed, what am I doing? Every time I go to sleep, I'm like, shit. I don't know what I do when I'm lit. I mean, my light go out. My eyes are shut. My body is, so I assume, but I don't know what my brain do. That's the subconscious always coming through like intuition with these signs. Not quite sure where to go to. So I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's gonna be my go-to. Listen to who, how I need to listen to the clairvoyant energy audio. Where am I gonna go when they tell me, or how are they? Yeah, I'll admit that one was a little bit shitty, but hey, you listened. Bump. But that's because you didn't know it was coming, more or less. So, watching the movies did always kind of feel weird to me because I could literally feel the emotions that were coming off the actors, even though I knew they were acting. It was just like, wow, this feels like genuine happiness. Like, wow, this feels like genuine sadness. Like, wow. Actually, no, horror movies didn't affect me. Them bitches made me laugh. I was like, what the fuck? I think only 3 or 4 horror movies have actually made me jump, and it's just like, what the fuck? But I feel like everybody else would jump, but like 98% of them, I'm just like, the fuck? That's funny though. Like, you can put this in a horror movie, okay? But it's funny though. Mm, and I watched a lot of gores, which was probably Super Jail, but that's not even a movie, that's a TV show. Well, I can't really think of the movies I've watched. Like, I know I've watched a lot of just action, thriller, drama, rom coms, and it's just so I can get like a wide basis of what the fuck should I be doing. Because if I go with my straight face, people keep asking me what the fuck is wrong. Nothing, I just let my face relax. Is that the problem? So I've learned to soften up a little bit just so it's just not as bad and people stop asking me that because that makes me mad. It literally does. What's wrong? 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 Nothing the first 100 times, but the second 100 times, the freaking question is starting to get really repetitive. Really, really, really repetitive. But now it's just like, don't really care because I got headphones on, so it don't really matter. And also, I'm not at school, which was my favorite part about graduating, having the choice to never come back. But they kept talking and talk to me every freaking year. Go to college, go to college, go to college. I did. But not what you all thinking of. That motherfucker done screwed up my back a little bit. At least for a couple weeks, but hey, at least I got paid well, met some pretty people, been into some damn sexy ass houses. Like shit. I don't see what money can do. It sickens me. And kind of makes me smile. Like it's just whew. I wish I would have found that job at least, I don't know, 4 years earlier, because 4 years earlier I would have, yeah, I was gotten real beefed up on that job. Just because 4 years earlier I was freaking doing brooming all freaking day and shit like that. So to have a moving job wouldn't be nothing. Well, junk removal job wouldn't have been nothing. And I wasn't having heart issues until recently, so it's like I probably would have fucked up my body even more. Or maybe I would have gotten smarter. I would have fucked around and found out. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. They say it's dangerous to spend a lot of time with yourself. But I figure for the fact that, technically speaking, I'm not by myself, I always have, technically speaking, people to talk to. Like, there's always somebody on TikTok that was willing to strike up a conversation with me. Somebody randomly will message me on Messenger, or somebody on Snapchat. And I keep saying somebody as if I don't engage in conversations. No, I do sometimes start them. I just rarely ever do, because sometimes it's just like, this is how I think about it. If I start the conversation and you suck at communicating, my bad, G, my fault. I didn't even know this. Like, why am I messaging you first if you can't even respond back? Like, you don't even know what to say. So why the flip am I trying to talk to you? Because I ain't trying to get no foreplay. I ain't trying to get into your bedroom. No, I just trying to have a conversation, but you ain't trying to dig. Okay? I ain't trying to impersonate. I ain't trying to interrogate. So it's like, it's my fault. So I won't. But you start a conversation with me and we dig together, or like you just being shallow, it's like, fuck, I'm a dip. I'm a dip. You message me first. You gotta be interesting. I know I'm interesting. I talk to myself. That's how interesting I am. And sometimes it just reminds me to continue to do what the flip I'm doing, because sometimes I literally will forget. And the forgetness is like walking through a new threshold. It's like, what the fuck am I? What did I come in here for? Never mind. I'm just gonna. Oh yeah! Spatula. But like, I'm not switching rooms. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Brooming. It's a weird place in my head. Like, how I've always seen it is there's multiple characters, many versions of me. I think I actually explained that in number 4. But either way, I'm gonna go in it anyways. So how I see it is just like a very fucking huge place, many versions of me just talking, interacting, sometimes murdering each other. And it's just like, the best way I could describe it is, there's this one TV show called Total Drama Island, and it had like season 5, I want to say. There's this character named Mike, and he had multi-personalities, and in his head you could see all of his characters when he's battling them. I'm just like, I really kind of relate to that. But there's way more than what he has. And I don't have a bad guy named Mal. His name's E. Partially kidding. But I also loved BoJack Horseman. I'm like, I kind of feel like I relate to BoJack. And I'm like, but am I a self-deprecating asshole that just uses and abuses his friends and dips out in every single harsh situation that he has and doesn't actually internalize it or actually learn lessons? No, because I've learned lessons. I don't think I'm self-deprecating, but why did I attach myself to BoJack? Maybe it was a depression. But Todd was awesome too. Fucking loved his free-spirited, go-to ass, always being able to find a new job, do whatever the flip he wanted to. Like, Todd was a true go-getter. He believed in himself. And went out for his aspirations. Like, if anything, Todd was the main character. Like, clearly it's called BoJack Horseman, but Todd was just, essentially, he knew all the cheat codes to life. It didn't matter that he was sleeping on BoJack's couch. He could do whatever flip he wanted to. Mother Flipper was a genius. Kind of underrated. But they all used him. So, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm done expressing. I was taking a bunch of photos because I like doing photography, given the chance to. Poetry. I did write a bunch of poems, 2 poems, which isn't necessarily a bunch, but day's still early, so I can get to a bunch, which could be 12 to 15 to 4 to 10 to, I don't know. Could be watching movies. I'm freaking sick and tired of this gosh darn stuffy nose. Earlier today, I was feeling freaking exhausted and grouchy and grumpy. I'm like, I don't want to do shit. I don't want to go nowhere. But I had to. At least one spot. I went to 3. Because I at least had to go 2, because I had to pick up money for one spot, to go to another spot, to drop off money, and then it's like, oh, I'm still driving. Might as well pick myself up a pen. And I don't mean writing utensil. It helps. We all have our coffee. We all have our morning jog. We all have our morning, I don't know. But we all have our routine, and sometimes we get applauded for it, and sometimes we get boos. It's just, if I'm only hurting myself, then shh. If I'm hurting other people, then speak a lot louder. Speak a lot. But if I'm hurting their feelings because of my whole entire thing, that's like, shh, yet again, because shut the fuck up. Everybody is going to look like who they eventually want to be. And hopefully those that are wearing masks learn to take them off, because you're going to die anyways. Why not enjoy it? And I'm sick and tired of wearing mine. I just found a freaking industry that didn't care. As long as I can do the job, and as long as I can be cooperative, on time, blah, this, blah, that, like, it's not really that hard. But some places just want you to look like this. And I'm just like, essentially people are like, oh yeah, that's just helping you grow and be better and blah, this and blah, that. I'm like, I don't want to be a Mr. Smith. I don't. Like, yeah, I want money, but that's just because I want financial freedom. But I don't want to freaking do it in a soul crushing way where it's just like, yeah, I got all this money. Like, fuck it, I have my life and job. Fuck, all this money can't get me away from this shit. How? Like, I don't want money to not be able to solve the problems. Like, I want money to be the only problem I need to solve. Everything else seems pretty damn easy to me. More or less. But it is what it is. And each day I'm just learning. Rather it be me or about the world. Something new, but maybe I should be creating more things for me to do. Or creating more pathways for me to get to where I need to be. Because there's many ways to get there. Rather it be land, air, or sea. But I can't swim. All right, that's all from me.